Everybody thinks about getting more money. I am money. I want to make that money. Put those ducats in my pocket. Very few people think of a framework, a structure, a level of service on how to get that money. And that's why most people are broke or close to broke. If you want to change that paradigm, sit down, prepare to be shocked. Many of the things that people are telling you to get money are short-term fixes and not part of a long-term, sustained money income producing endeavor. If you want to make money for a day or a week or a month or two, or maybe a few years, there's plenty of information out there for you. But if you want to make money for the rest of your life, and I'm not talking about chump change, I'm not talking about side income, I'm talking about 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80K, 100K per month, stay tuned. This video was brought to you by MoneyIncomeAndProfit.com. Let's go to the money frame, the 8 elements that will predict how much money you will make, how long you'll keep it, and will you actually grow money or not, or you become poor. You ever looked at how the situation is with retirement? You go ahead and you work many years, you work very hard, you save your money, you put money away, then you live on this reduced lifestyle. You're living on less money. Every decision that you make is a financial decision. You have to play all of these financial games like, well, if I go out and I buy this computer for $1,200, how much is that going to cost me because I didn't take those $1,200 and put them into the market? This becomes a big problem later down the road. The first thing that you should do before you even start making money is define what type of life that you want. And you need to be real with yourself. You cannot be like, well, let's see. And this is for someone 24 and under. I understand you need to explore, you need to look at things. I got you. But if you're older than 25, and if you're like 35 and you still don't know what you want to do with your life when you grow up, you're wasting time, and time is money, and it's going to catch up with you. So the first step, define how you want to live, where you want to live, how you want to live. If you want to live in California and drive a Porsche, claim it, own it, say it. Put that on paper. That's the first step, because this activates the subconscious mind. But you can activate the subconscious mind all you want to, but without action, nothing's going to happen. Now, the second step is to reverse engineer. Right. What kind of people do I need to serve? How can I serve these people where they're going to give me their money? Those are the first 2 very important steps that many entrepreneurs never think about. It's like, I'm going to start this business. I'm going to get this money. We're going to go public. And little regard to a personal lifestyle. This is why you have people toked up on coke, alcoholics, and other nasty habits, because they never assumed that they would get there the way that they did, and they didn't have any plans for, all right, I'm worth 10 million, how I'm going to live my life. You want this thing with options, and I want you to go check this out. It's called The Paradox of Choice by Barry Schwartz. This is very, very important, because when you take someone who doesn't have money, who isn't used to having money, then all of these options become possibility. And all of these options are like crack. They're going to OD, they're going to do stupid stuff. And that's why I say, start a side business, move into that lifestyle gradually so you can become accustomed to it. Frankly, I know this is going to sound strange, but there's just many people who can handle, hey, here's 5 million, here's 20 million, here's 30 million, here's 40 million, without going crazy. There's just not that many. If they get that money very, very fast, in relative to working like an NFL contract, an actor getting a big role, a rap artist, or winning a lottery, these unusual and atypical events. Let's be clear, this is not a normal thing. The third thing is getting busy. I know that you want to research and you want to search and you want to get the knowledge and you want to read the books and you want to do all that. I get that. But there's a certain point where you've got to stop doing that and start being active and deploying. First step is define what you want to live, how you want to live. Second step is Who is going to, I can serve, who's going to get me that money? Because this is something from my storage auction days. There was this guy named Danny in the Latonia flea market. And he said something that was life-changing for me at that point. He's like, you know, one of the reasons you do well is you have 1 or 2 items in your booth that if you sell it, you could pay your booth rent. He's like, a lot of people, they don't even have enough stuff that if they sold everything, that they would pay their booth rent. There are stores, there are business models. I see this all of the time where people are gassed up on the potential, but they're not looking at the practical application of the things that they need to do to make that money come in. And it was just such a moment for me because I was just hauling stuff in. And I remember our first booth there, I got this unit at, I believe it was Northside Drive in town. Curved dresser, some other stuff. The unit cost me $10. I put $150 on the dresser and some other stuff. So that $10 unit matriculated into about $430, and I was able to recoup my booth rent literally my second day there and refill that booth over and over again and get more and more booths. If you don't have enough money in your life, you're not doing enough things. And this isn't to be confused with hard work. This is to be confused with strategy. Because let's say your goal is to get rich and you go out and you start digging a ditch because you heard, for me to get rich, I need to do some hard work, right? So you're digging the ditch, digging the ditch, digging the ditch. You're digging this ditch for 10 years. You're down like 6 stories. You come up like, where's my money? I know it sounds overly simplistic, but this is stuff that people do all of the time. They'll go out and do this thing and expect to have a reward because they're not strategic in their hard work. And this is something you're going to hear me speak about quite a bit. You must be strategic with your hard work. To be about money, and this is going to sound somewhat confusing, you can't think about money all of the time. You can sit down, write out your goals, write out your income goals. If you start thinking about service more than you think about money, the money will come. But if you're just about that money, because once again, I'm in this group, and I'm not mentioning their name, but it's crazy how many people are making millions of dollars a year in sales, but they live in a trailer, or they have an old car, or their kids are not in the best of schools. Like, once again, you may not buy a car, you may not live in a fancy neighborhood, but you got kids, and you ain't spending money on your kids. That's just something that doesn't add up if you're a good parent. Many people get into this thing of focusing on money, looking at the numbers without looking at the service. And I'm going to give you a formula here. If you do 10 acts of service for every dollar, you'll never be broke. 10 acts of service for every dollar. I have to repeat this. If you do 1 act of service and expect $1, you will get money. But if you do 10 acts of service for every dollar, what's going to happen is it's going to invert. You're going to be doing 10 acts of service and you're going to be like literally working for free. Yes, you will. And then one day you're going to do 1 act of service and you're going to get $100. And then one day you're going to do 1 act of service and get $1,000. And then one day you're going to do 1 act of service and get $1 million. And you're going like, how does this work? Well, when you focus on the service, the money is a byproduct of the service. And this is why there are so many people who are broke, because they focus on the money, not the service. Once again, when you get into the service business, when you get into helping people, when you get into the point where you can make sure that people will come away from money. Because like I said, and I said it before, and I know my haters will not like it, but it's true. This channel, in this 9 years and 8 months of existence, has helped people make millions of dollars. I want you to understand that. This is why I get paid so much, because I help people make millions of dollars. If I did not help people make millions of dollars, I would be one of these internet people making 60 to maybe 100K a year and trying to flex. And also, this hat. Why is it red? Because, you know, I've got my black hat for profit. Profit's black. You can spend that, you're in the black. Money itself is red because, let's say you go out and you have $10,000 and you put it in the bank and you're not doing anything with it. Now, you can leave money in the bank for 1 or 2 years, maybe 3, and that's fine. But if you leave that money in the bank longer than that, you're actually losing money. because your money's not making money. And this is why I say invest in a business, invest in a side income, because that's going to make you more money much faster than investing. And let's talk about investing. Investing is to preserve capital. There are many people who are really good at Forex and all these other things where they are traders. You have traders and you have investors. Investors are trying to preserve spending power and increase and maintain wealth. Traders are trying to get wealthy very quickly. This is why money is red, because if you're not accelerating your income, if you're not doing certain things to amp up your income, you will be losing money at some point. Just putting that in your ear. Hopefully you've picked up a few things, and hopefully this is in your mind, because if you become a person, an entrepreneur about service, you will not have to worry about money. But if you're one of these get rich hustlers, I got a plan, I'm trying to do MLK, I'm trying to do all this other stuff, and you never ever care about the people that you're trying to serve, it will reflect in your wallet. It will reflect in your checking account. Sure, you can scam a bunch of people out of $1 million real quick, but when you reach that level and you scam that many people, your name will be mud on the internet. You can't hide, you can't fake stuff. Go ahead, Google me and see how many bad things are out there about me. Go ahead, look, go ahead. I challenge you. Ain't that many. And I want you to understand, I've been doing this for almost 10 years and there's not that many bad things. Oh, there's a few haters. There's a few people who've tried to start some stuff because they was jealous of all this beautiful talent that I have. Yeah, I said that because it's true. This channel has been making money since 2009. And I couldn't get AdSense until 2011. Enough about me. I like talking about myself, but let's talk about you. What are you going to do to serve people? And I think you should sit down and write out a list of your talents, your ambitions, and how you can help people be better, healthy, whatever. Once again, I'm in a very rare position because I've always studied businesses since I was in high school. I love the process of business. You know, it's been a beautiful thing for me. So my crack, so to speak, yeah, it makes money because this is what I like to do. If I didn't like to do it, I wouldn't do it. So, but your way of serving people might be making cupcakes. Your way of serving people might be making dog collars. Your way of serving people might be making better organic food. There's 1,000,001 ways to get rich if you help enough people. So there is no one way or two ways or three ways or four ways, millions and millions of ways to get rich. So pick one. So for those of you who need additional help, go below. I have a few courses to accelerate your process. And for those of you who really want to get your basic financial education, I got two things for you. Go below and you can get the free 5 checking accounts. Just go to moneyincomeprofit.com. It's part of the first course. You don't even have to log in, just watch them. They're open. And if your money is low, go below and get the 100 hours of business training for $100. That's the best deal I got. The free stuff is these videos and live stream. I don't have anything else that's free. And a 5 checking account blueprint, I'll give you that. But if you want to accelerate and find some ideas on how you can make money and start serving people, go below and get that. And if you're really, really willing to step up, go ahead and get 30 days to 2,500. That is the course that if you work it and you do what you need to do, you'll be making $500 to $2,500 per month within a few weeks or a few months. But you got to do the work. So with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Let it breathe. Beautiful if you ask me, tend to analyze. That's a part of my thoughts that I don't glamorize. Jay-Z and Beyonce got that lemonade. Me and you was a better grade, Minute Maid. I'm from a place where they controlling that reefer, growing the teacher, lyrically colder than Keisha, good lord. And y'all ain't half as nice, blogging is dead, let's enjoy the afterlife. Like a weapon, see me reppin', y'all can get with. Like old school Martin, get to steppin'. Fitbit, that's a sidebar. What y'all ride for? Why religion stay divided? This people, It's no peace, just forever war. Similes about the ore. Life is like a metaphor.